Hello everyone, welcome back to Farm Sim 19 here on Old Timers Farm. We're going to be continuing working on our course play things today. Right now we're going to run a straight course from here down to our place to offload at the moment, which is the grain mill. Oh, saving content, okay. Which is the grain mill at the moment. I don't know if this place still has a thing for oats or not. It does not, but the grain mill is definitely giving us the highest price right now. So we're going to run one to the grain mill, and then we're going to label it Field 4 to grain mill, basically. And then we can combine this with a combine empty and offload right here so that it has somewhere to go. Actually, I probably could record this from here. So if I do that and then start recording course, right, it'll come back to this point right here on the field. Now, our starting point for this field is down that first headland, and we're out of the way of the second headland. So once he comes back, he'll be starting right here as well. But I want to start right here because I want to kind of cut through these trees here in just a moment. So let's try this out and see how it goes. And I'm going to leave the cruise set to 16. Maybe 18. Let's go 20. It's a pretty good ways down there. Let's go 20. But basically, I want the harvester to be emptied, and then this going ahead to sale. Actually, you know what? This probably needs to go to the farm, doesn't it? We'll go this route for now. So we're gonna go ahead and start recording there, and then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna turn out here. We're gonna get him out of the field and into the road, and then we're just going to set the cruise and let this go. So set cruise to 20, and it'll take about 15 minutes for him to get there and get back. it's a big map. This 4X map is something I'm trying to get used to playing because it's definitely a ways down there. But typically when you're setting up grain offload stuff, you want it to go probably to your farm so that you're getting the best price overall. You can wait for great demands or whatever, but for the next little bit, anything I sell from Field 4 is probably going straight up here to sell. And I'd rather have something automated to do this. Again, this is supposed to be playing with course play, so I'd rather go ahead and automate this, and I can delete this later and then come back to it, right? So, but this is my course. I want this thing to, when I get back, we can go in the settings after I load it, and we can set it to do certain things, right? So we can set it to register that it's this harvester on this field or whatever else, and we'll get to that later. But right now, I'm going to go down and unload this, and typically when you do this, when you set one of these up, you want to make sure that you drive the course and unload. That way you know you've stopped for the proper amount of time over the unload trigger, and then come back, and then you can let them go. So even if it's delivered to your own farm, you want to make sure you have some grain in there so that you know that you've stopped long enough for it to trigger the unload point. So either way, I'm going to go and load this and drive back, and then we'll go from there. Okay, at the unload point, and you can see here that I still got course play up. I made my line kind of swing out a little bit and in. I want to make sure I come in here straight. We don't want to hit any walls. We don't want to risk clipping any walls at all. So you want to make sure you do this all pretty close, and it should unload both of these from there. I'm over the unload trigger on both sides, so I'm hoping that when we send it, it won't recognize the first trigger and stop there. But yeah, selling all this right away, we're going to make some good money here off of all these fields. So, and eventually I want to have paths from the farm itself to whatever field we're sending it to, so we can load, you know, the travel from the farm to this field and then what it's doing. So, and I'm about to try that out. We're going to try that out here in a second because I do need to replant these fields anyway. So, all right, there we go. Back to Field 4 so we can close this off. I'll see you when we get there. Okay, coming back up on Field 4 here, I want to slow down a bit, and I'm going to kind of cheat between these trees again. We're making our own roads, kind of. So yeah, I want to kind of cheat in here. What we're going to do is we're going to go down through our other course here. Then we're just going to loop back around and pull up right where that one started. That's kind of the idea that you want to do. You always want to kind of make these in a loop. So we're just going to turn here. I don't want to turn too tight because if I do, the trailer will glitch out and it'll try to flip around and all kind of weird stuff will happen. So we're just going to turn a little bit tight there, but either way, so we can stop here. So basically once that harvester gets There we go. And we're going to stop. Once that harvester gets past this first part of the headland here, we should be good to go ahead and pull the truck up and stop it here. Or send it from the farm to this, right? So we can tell it to drive from here to the, here to this point. And it should just recycle this after it gets here. In theory. All right, let's go field 4. Combi offload. Empty. Combi empty. There we go. Combi grain meal. That's probably what I need to put in. That way it knows where it's going. So, field 4, combine, right? So that's telling me combine to grain mill. So save, and then we're going to exit that, and we're going to go load it just to make sure it's going to work. And then we'll get into some folders and stuff here as well, because I need to get the harvester thing set up, make sure it's working. Plus, these are hard to find once you get a ton of them. So let's load that, and let's go drive course. And I don't know if he's going to pull up here and stop, or if he's going to go ahead and drive it. He's probably going to go ahead and drive it. So basically, once we get to this point, we'll tell it, find combine, search field. We're going to tell it field 4, of course, because we're on field 4. So there you go. Current none, because there's no harvester on field 4 waiting. But there we go. We will see when he gets back if he stops there. And then you can go deep into your settings as well, and you can tell it, where's it at? There's a setting for this to tell it when to empty and all that kind of stuff. But that one? No. Speed from recording, that's good. Maybe we actually have to have a harvester selected for that to work. But either way, we're going to let him drive this course. It looks to be working fine for now. And if it gets hung up, we'll know. But right now, we're going to jump back over to this guy, because we need to get a path sorted from here. I need to refill this thing first. Let me do that. I'm going to go get the harvester, because I've got courses already set up for this guy. We're going to get the harvester here. What we're going to do first, we're going to do a test run. We're going to go from field 1 to field 4 here, just so we know. And we've got our things already set up. So let's load. Field 1. Let's see. Field 1, Tribine Grain. Field 1, Tribine Headland No. Okay, that's the one we want. So let's load that. And then let's load from field 1 to field 9. Field 9 to field 1? No, field 1 to field 4. Where did it go? Field 1 to 4, there we go. Now let's load that one. So we've got 2 courses loaded, so we're going to go drive course. Top driver. Okay, let's go up here. Let's find like the ladder part of it here. I think it stops at this end. Let's go maybe over to here. Yeah, let's start driving here and see if that'll actually accept it. Drive course. It should start at the closest. I just want to see if it folds the header up. Maybe it'll fold the header up. If it doesn't, we're going to be in trouble because it's not going to work. I made sure driving these courses to make sure that the header was not going to hang up on anything. So I want to see if this is going to actually work or not. Okay, stopped. Reach the trigger point. See if he's going to go to the next one. Oh, no, we don't want that activated. Continue. Yeah, we don't want that part activated. So we'll try that. We'll test this again in a second. But he's not folding the header up, so we are going to be in trouble. Let's see. Stop during unloading activated. Oh, where's he trying to go now? I think he's trying to go back up to the start point. This may not work, folks. May not work at all. And I'm not sure where he's trying to go here. Let's make sure I'm not missing something on the covers automatic. Waiting time 0. Allowing first waypoint. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing something with the opening and closing the tool. And I think he's going back up here to start the field again, which is kind of strange. Okay, yeah, so I haven't missed anything. It's just not here. There's just not a setting here for folding up the header. So that's going to be kind of weird, I think, because I'm not going to be able to do what I want to with it. But that's okay. We've got courses saved for the fields themselves. So once they hit the end of the field, we can stop and we can go move it to the next one. With this one anyway. Now with something else, we may be able to work that out because a lot of them are going to stop anyway. So let's go ahead and cancel this. go ahead and just clear that out, and we'll fold the header up and take it back to the farm. Let's look on the map here and check our status on this guy. It looks like he's coming back down to field 4, so let's hop back in. He didn't have any grain to offload, but you see he did put the cover on. So let's make sure he's going to make this turn into field 4 correctly here. Again, this is kind of a progress. You have to a process rather. You got to make progress by testing stuff out and learning what works and what doesn't on certain maps with certain tools and certain implements and certain tractors. So there's a lot to process here. And then here we're just going to dip into the field maybe. So he's going to make the turn perfectly. We're going to cut back. And we should pull right back up on our start point here. And if there was a tractor here, he's going to pull up and he's going to search, hopefully. And is our harvester on this field? I think our harvester is on this field at the moment. No, it's not. It's on field 1. If it was on this field, it'd probably be better off, but okay. All right, we're going to slow down. We're going to loop out this turn pretty good here. Looks good, looks good. Following the exact same lines. And he should pull up and stop and then wait. Open. No combine in reach. He is waiting. So there you go. Yeah, that all looks good. Field speed's 14. That's fine. Actually, we can get field speed probably 20. Then turn speed can go up to about 10. That'd be fine. And then reverse speed can go to 6. I mean, it really doesn't matter on that. So, but there we go. So yeah, we've already saved this. It's good to go. It works fine. So we're just going to stop driver and then exit. Perfect. All right, now, I'm curious to see if we can bind one from the house, from the farm down to this field, if that would work out. But we're going to need to do some from like field 9 back to the silo and all that kind of stuff. And now that I've shown you one, I can do some of these off camera. But that's pretty much the same idea I'm going to be trying to work out, is we're going to be trying to go from fields to grain silos or to sell points and that kind of stuff. And you see the idea with it. It's all the same on every field. Just make sure you drive your lines clean. Make sure they're nice and straight. Make sure you're not running into anything. Make sure you're not pretty close to anything either, because sometimes it'll vary just slightly off one side or the other. So you don't want to get super close to a tree when turning. He could catch it. You know what I mean? So make sure when you make a turn that you're making it clean enough that it's not going to run into anything. But either way, we will get to see that in function at some point, because I do plan on buying field 5 and cleaning out some trees in the middle of field 5 and 4 and combining those two fields at some point. And we'll still use that same thing, because there'll still be one field and he can still grab the harvester, and we'll tell it that specific harvester at that point, instead of just searching on that field. That way he knows to look for the harvester instead of the field 4, because at that point we'll have field 4 and 5. If you know what I mean. Like, he'll only look on field 4, so if it fills up on field 5, he will not go find it, because it obviously he won't see it because it'll be on field 5. So we'll tell it that specific harvester at some point. Now there's an easier way I could do this. I could go get a smaller harvester that's got a much smaller header and a much smaller grain tank, and you can get to see this run quite a bit. And there's several other things we can do as well. We can do an overloader mode, where we can use an auger wagon and put this truck out on the road and have the auger wagon as the one doing the combi empty and offload, and then we can do our offload point into the trailer. And we'll look at doing that on some of these bigger, much bigger fields here at some point. Not at the moment, but we will definitely get to that. Alright, so that's full. I want to see if this thing, let's see what our settings are. I said in the last one we're going to have to look and see what our settings are to refill at what point. Refill until 100%. Farm silo load, liquid fertilizer. Function of sewing machine activated, that's what we want. Okay, vehicle convoy deactivated. Working with, turning circles fine. So yeah, I don't see anything where it says that it's refill until 100%. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, oh, that's good. Okay. I think I'm hanging up on this thing here, so let's just drive out a little bit. And at some point we will set... oh, that's right. So there's a thing in ModHub I saw somebody talking about. When you try to turn with some of these, they lock up, they jackknife or whatever. So there's a thing in ModHub that's just a little implement. It's like $1,100 in game. That will stop all that. It's a pivot point it's a 3-point pivot point that pushes it out just a little bit. And it's specifically for stuff like this. It's got the single hitch that'll jackknife on you. So, Alright, so what I want to do is I want to try to drive a route from here to field 9. And I'm going to specifically do it from here. That way after I fill it up, I can just send it. And I don't mind filling them up, even though you can do a seed refill. I'm going to start it from here. We're going to pull out just a little bit here, and then we're going to go... so that's fertilize and seeding. But I want to do a double course, so we're going to start recording here. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Just make sure we got a nice straight line there. And then we're going to make sure our turns aren't too sharp for this thing to get out of here. So that's going to be the hardest part, I do believe. Is just making sure we can make this a clean turn. And I may have to try this again. But I think I can get out of here. Yeah, we're definitely clear there. Alright, there we go. And we're going to go down to field 9. And probably going to need to swing out just a little bit here, just so we don't catch that tree on the way in. Alright. And then we're going to load, we're going to save this, we're going to stop here. We're going to save that as farm field 9. There we go. Save. And we're going to exit that, and then we're going to go load field 9, field 9 course. Then we need to, oh no, we don't even need to generate that. We've already got our route generated, I think. So let's go ahead and just exit out of that. Where is my field 9? This is the reason you need folders right here, folks. This is why. Alright, field 4, field 1, field 9. That's the mower. That's the plow. Did I set one for this? I might not have set one for this yet. Okay, well let's create one real quick then. So let's go ahead and load up field 9. And then we'll go seeding and fertilizing, because that's the setting you want to be in. It's that one right there. And then we're going to go to course generation. Then we're going to tell it currently loaded course, current vehicle position. We want it to go clockwise. So we're going to do headlands around. Then we're going to do 2 headlands, and clockwise is fine. Smooth up and down. Yep. Headland corners we need to do smooth. That's fine. It's not going to catch all of it. That'll be okay. And we're going to tell it our working width is actually 35, and I hope this time we can get enough overlap that it'll actually work right. So let's generate. We're going to zoom in. And you see there 2 headlands and then 1 strip right up the middle, and that should be it. So let's go back and let's tell it to drive course. Worker tool needs to be refilled. It's so strange. Okay, let's stop driver and save that as field 9 DB 120. Go. Save. So let's exit. Let's detach and then attach. And then let's load this and see if it'll work. So field 9 DB 120. Load. Drive course. Aha, okay, so maybe that's what it was. Maybe it needed to reset. Maybe that was the problem. Wait, time out. It was set under the wrong setting. Okay. I see now. Let's go ahead and back up and get it back in place. I need to make sure this thing's going to unfold and all that kind of stuff. It was set under the drive setting instead of the other one. So I just need to make sure that it's actually going to work and it's not going to tell me it needs to be refilled. If it does, I'm going to have to do something completely different. Yeah, see, work tool needs to be refilled first. Or needs to be refilled. So what are our settings? Alright, I still don't know why it's doing this. Maybe it's the tractor itself. Let's go grab this guy. Because this one right here will actually pull that DB120. It's a mod. It's set that way. Let's drop that off, and let's go take the 8400 over there. The path will still work. It'll still be fine, but let's take this over there and try it and see if it'll tell this one it needs to be refilled. It may just be that cat. It may be the caterpillar that's not letting it do it. So we're gonna find out though. The whole goal of today was to try to get some of these into folders and make sure that the paths are gonna work correctly. And so far, nothing has worked right except for the 18-wheeler. worked fine. Like it worked like it was supposed to, but that was a pretty easy deal. All right, so let's hop out of here and move this Caterpillar. We'll just exit out of all that because it's not going to work with this thing anyway. So I'm hoping it'll work with the 8400, and that thing will pull it. It'll pull it fine. Some of the bigger fields with the hills and stuff on it, it may not work exactly right. It may not be going the right speed, but it'll still be fine. I didn't mean to cut it off. All right, so let's go field 9. There we go, field 9. DB120. Go. Back to that. Okay, now, I should be straight in line with this guy for the most part. And then we'll tell it, drive course. Stop driving. Need to be in this mode. Drive course. Okay, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just a Caterpillar that's not going to like it. I think that's going to be fine. Let's stop driver. And we'll exit out of that. Then I'm going to take this back to the farm. And then we'll set up a folder for field 9 for driving 2, since we've got that one separate. And then we can add a grain offload, plowing, cultivating, a seeding, whatever we want to add to that field 9 course we can add later. Having one from the field first from the farm to the field first is going to come in handy, because then we can just take that and load it into other stuff as well. So we can copy course, I do believe. Yeah, so copy course. We can just copy whatever course we want to. And I need to make one back to the farm at some point. And I just want to make sure this is going to work properly first. So let's go ahead and bring this up. And let me get parked over here kind of in place. I want to try it from here just to see if it'll actually load this from this point. Now, to do this otherwise, you can just scroll through all of your stuff that you got and try to dig stuff out of that huge list of stuff you're going to have. Well, I'll turn the wheel to complete wrong way. There we go. You can just dig through your list and find everything, or you can put stuff neatly into folders, which I like to do. So if I'm going to do like field 9 seeding, and I'm going to have multiple courses for it, like if I've got one to seed refill as well, or just a drive course over, that kind of thing, I like to put those into a folder. So field 9 seeding would be a folder, and it'll have these courses in it. So let's go create new folder, field 9 seeding, save. All right, and then we're going to open, no, we're going to hit the plus sign, and we've got a folder here somewhere with field 9 seeding right there. There's nothing in it. So we're going to go farm to field 9. We're going to add that, and then we're going to add the DB120. Then we're going to do this. It's already set, and we're going to tell it drive course, and we'll see if it drives from here. This may be an issue. Found our first issue. You cannot do it from the barn. Don't try it from the barn. It's not gonna work out well. Okay, got back to the farm, got refilled. We're gonna put this on fertilizing and seeding, and we're gonna hit drive course. Oh boy, stop driver. What? Why is he opening it up here? Drive course. Okay, let's cancel that. This may not work the way I want it to. I was kind of hoping it would. Okay, 1 to 4, and then let's add the DB120. We're gonna add to folder. All right, move the. Let's go look at the folder real quick. Make sure. Yeah, so this one's already here. From field 1 to 4. We need to take that out because that's in the wrong place. So let's get that out of there. Why is it there? Why is that there? That's not the one I want. I don't know why that's in there. Field 9 seeding. Okay. Oh, I see what it did. It brought that up. All right. Let's go down here to field. No, farm to field 9. We're gonna go move to folder. This folder. All right, and then we're gonna go DB120. This folder, and then we're gonna bring up that folder right there, And we're gonna go load farm, load that, and then we're gonna go back to here, then we're gonna go drive course. Dang it. Okay, let's do this. Let's start it there, and let's see what happens. So let's start it on just the drive course, and then see if it gets over here and realizes it actually needs to plant the field. I doubt it, but we set it up as a seed and fertilize, so maybe that'll work. And I hope my lines are still okay right here. This is what I was talking about. You don't want to get super close to stuff, and if you do, be very careful with it. But it looks like there's just enough room behind it to make all these turns. You have to remember your implement, at whatever length it is, make sure you're not going to catch stuff when you turn, because that gets really awkward. Alright, if this will open up and start seeding, then we have succeeded. If not, I'm going to have to work on this at another point, I think, because I don't know. I know you could do this. I just don't know if this is going to work the way I want it to or not. So just trying to figure out where it needs to go. Go here. I'm going to pause. It's going to turn. Continue? Is it going to open up? No, it's just going to drive. Okay. Yeah, so that's not going to work. Dang it. Alright. I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know why I cannot get this to work. To be able to drive from one field to the other. And just do that. I don't know if it's mods or if it's me or what, but it feels like something is off slightly. Because it shouldn't open up starting the course from the farm. It should open up from here. But that's okay. Alright, we're planting canola, I think. No, soybean. That's what we wanted. Soybean. Planting soybeans. Drive course. Yeah, so I'm going to have to redo those at some point. Dang it all. Okay. And we don't quite have the money to buy field 5 just yet. I'm going to take this guy back to the farm, though. And get our... and I don't mind if the straw gets run in here. It's fine. I just wanted to see what the straw swath looked like on the other one. So, right there we go. Alright, whatever it leaves after planting is what we're going to go back and paint. So I'll do some painting in the field after it gets done over here. And hopefully it doesn't have any issues turning and actually making it around the field. So we're going to let him go for a bit. And we're going to go back to the farm and try to figure out a way to set up, because that harvester, that Tribine, has a side offload of straw swaths. So I'm thinking if I just load that and then do a lane offset, I should be fine. It should follow it perfectly around. We're going to go try that. We're going to go grab the trailer real quick and run over to field 1. Since it's a straight up and down path, it'll let me know for sure if our lane offset is going to be symmetrical or what, if it's going to hit it or not. So let's work on that for a minute. So far, my path making is not accurate, and I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I think I remember doing this in Farm Sim 17 when I did my Stanchula Patcho Let's Play, where I made paths to the fields, and then they opened up and started working there, and I don't really remember how to do it, so it's something I'm going to have to work on off camera a bit. But I was really hoping I could work that out today, but it's not looking like it. So I don't really know. And with this thing, I don't know if I need to tell it field. I probably need to tell it field work with this thing, so that it'll actually recognize. Actually, you know what? No, if I do if I load that course, it'll be field work. I'm pretty sure. So the main thing is let's get over here to field 1 first, and we'll try this from there. Again, I want to make sure my lane offsets and stuff are correct. We also need to get the Tribine out of the way, because it's going to be in the way. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this up, and let's find field 1. Tribine, header, no. Okay, load course. And then we're going to have to tell it field work. And then we're going to have to tell it lane offset. Right? Lane offset. Yeah, lane offset. That like 2.5 maybe? I don't know. Let's move it up here and see. Probably gonna be closer to like 3. We're gonna have to ride with this for a minute, so let's go drive course. It's gonna drop that. Go ahead and get ready to. Oh, it's 3.5. Is that it? Dead on? I think that's it dead on. Okay, good. So now, symmetric lane change. We're going to need to move the harvester here in a second. So we get down here close, we'll just jump out. Better yet, we'll do it this way. Oh, just let me in the harvester. Oh, I don't have the harvester selected, that's why. Enter vehicle. We're going to have to move this guy anyway, so we'll just move it over to this side for a moment. We'll let that guy go for a minute. And we'll see if this headland, I mean this this offset, yeah, look at this guy, he's almost done. He's got one more little run to make. Looks like I'm gonna have to go back to the other end. Oh man, that rounding the headland there misses a lot, doesn't it? Yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out too. Alright, let's see if when he gets down here he makes us turn properly. I'll work on the headland stuff later. I'll make sure that it's all working later. The main point is to get most of it done. We can grab it and finish it up. On these big fields, it's going to be more more accurate. Turn on field can be deactivated on this one, but it's already activated. Might as well leave it. Yeah, so now he's going to turn and then back up and do his thing, but I want to make sure he hits this side. Because if we look at the actual path for this, right, it's there. I don't know if this is going to be correct or not. It should be, but with symmetric lane change, it may put it on the other side for some reason. But I loaded the path exactly. Yeah, put it on the other side. Alright, so let's go symmetric lane change, activate it. Trying to back up. I think he's trying to back up. See, that's the problem with these tracked vehicles, is they can't turn as tight with these. So let's go here, and then let's go drive course. Let's see what he does from here. Yeah, it's going to put it on the other side. So symmetric lane change deactivated. He's not doing anything there. So let's go stop, and then drive course. See if it actually goes to the other side. No. Okay, why? Why are you not... maybe it's because symmetric lane change automatically sets it to the other side. Let's leave symmetric lane change off. Again, this is all just kind of practice. I want to see what works and what doesn't, so... yeah. What works and what doesn't. And hopefully I can have this, when it fills up, just run to the farm and empty and then come back and keep going on the field or whatever. So without the symmetric lane change, I want to see what it does. I want to see if it actually hits this properly or not. If it goes up and makes this turn like it's supposed to. Because symmetric lane change was not on the harvester. Alright, he's made it to the end of his turn. We'll see if this works. I hope it does. I don't need him trying to go to different sides of this line here. I need him to stay on the right side the whole time. So by taking symmetric lane change off, it should work that way. To just make this turn here. To the right. Stay on the right. Stay on the right. Stay on the right. Well, it looks like he's going to. Cool. Yeah, he lined back up with us. So symmetric lane change would need to be off for this harvester and this setup. Now, for a harvester that drops straw swath straight behind it, it doesn't matter because you don't have to do a lane offset. But because this one drops it on the right, it looks like it's a 3.5 millimeter right offset. And unless you've got symmetric lane change on your harvester and you're running multiples, there's no need to have symmetric lane change on because you want it to stay on the right side of this path the whole time, which, as you can see by this next line here, that's what that's doing. So, all right, cool. So we got a few things figured out. He's about to be full, so maybe I can throw in an offload. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to work this part out. But either way, at least we got part of that figured out anyway. So I can save this like it is, and he needs to be unloaded. So we may have to just save it like it is, and we'll go field 1 straw. And then we need to tell it 3.5 right offset. So field 1 straw 3.5 right offset. There we go. Saved up, and then we're gonna stop driver, and then we're gonna just take it back to the farm ourselves, because I'm probably gonna need to do that anyway. But either way, our seeding's working. That's the biggest thing. Our harvesters are working, and I know we can do combine empty and offload. Now, getting them to the fields and stuff, we may have to like just load 2 different courses. We may have to, you know, have it set to where it drives to the field, and then after it hits a stop point, we go down there, open it up for the harvester, of course, because the header's massive on that thing, and then, you know, start the course from there. Maybe I don't know how we're going to be able to do it, but we may have to do it that way. And if we do, that's okay. It'll just mean a little more time at the farm, prepping stuff, sending it, and then heading to the field to open it up and then load the course again to get it going. Which is still a huge help. Just getting the field work done is a huge help, and the driving parts from the farm to the fields is going to be a huge help. So I think we're going to do pretty well with what we've got. Now, I don't know if I can offload this in the silo or not, but we got this saved up, so that's good. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. We're going to turn this guy off and go check on our seeder over here. It's probably done. Just about. Let's go ahead and stop driver. And we'll exit out of all of that. I'm going to lower this down. And like I said, we'll have to come back and clean up some of this, which is okay. It's not that big a deal. I do want to get this to where it's not just missing all of this in the center of the field. The edges I don't mind, because we're going to go back and paint that in the next episode anyway. But all the stuff that it's missing in the middle of the field here is not going to be, it's not going to work. It's not going to be profitable if it does that. So definitely going to have to make sure we figure out a way to make this work with without missing huge spots when it turns the corners. So I think if I put it on turn instead of headland or instead of smooth, if I put it on turn, it should turn back up and then do it again. And I think that's probably how we're going to have to do this. Especially for the big square fields, which are not going to be square at some point. We're going to round them off, but I mean, either way, maybe we need to drop it down to where it's, you know, instead of 38 meters, it's 35 meters, and give it a good 3 meter difference in the turns. That's probably a better way to look at this. But either way, that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, that's fine. If you did, awesome. And I hope you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we'll be harvesting and then buying field 5 and extending our farm out a little more. Appreciate you guys so very much for watching. Go follow on Twitter, follow on Twitch. I do stream there as well. And I'll see you in the next one. Later, everybody.